The Jinming J17 Ace GALIL custom mod is completely done. So this started off as looking like this. However, it was the all black version. You can see here that you've got the white and blue version, but they make it an all black version. That's what I started with. It was from Zenduo Toys or Zenduo Blaster, both of those the same website. So check them out. Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to mix it up a little bit. The way the handguard was attached here was basically there was no other way to change it, right? That was just the way it was. That you could take that piece off, but there was no other type of piece you could attach there. You couldn't attach a different handguard. So I went through. If you watch the build process videos, I did some prototyping. I made this attachment here that allows you to go ahead and put a different handguard on there. So there's actual, the barrel threads are underneath here, and then there's a barrel nut. Now we have a handguard on here. So I really like how it looks, how it turned out. I'm going to show you some of the things a little closer. And of course, I'll do a separate demo video too. So I stayed with the same cool folding stock. It is a buffer tube folding stock, so you can switch up the stock. But since this had the riser, the cheek riser, I thought I'd just paint that out because I was going with the desert tan and, black color scheme. For charge handle, I just added kind of a beefier version of what was here. You can see we got a nice little kind of grip right here. Tried to get it as perfect as possible to kind of go along the contour of the blaster. It also had some support. So even though this is in here very nice, we've got support coming from the bottom. We've got the support through the sides, support from the top. This is not going anywhere. I mean, I make sure that I kind of overbuild these when it comes to doing any types of pieces like this that are going to have strain on them. So got the grip there. I did kind of incorporate a little bit of the honeycomb throughout, so you'll see some different touches of that honeycomb pattern in a couple different places along the side here. This was a cool new grip that's actually kind of hollow on the front. So that was one I haven't used before, and I thought it would look cool with this. Not overly big. We've got our canted, iron sight style sights on the side, and then went with kind of a surefire style flashlight over here. Okay, and just dressed it up slightly. So that really gives you a good idea of everything going on right there. Right, features still has the blowback. Still obviously has priming, has all the functions that it should. Okay, and this blaster, I upgraded the spring to kind of the equivalent of like an M95. Actually, is one of those spring spacers that I've shown on previous videos. So I put in a 1.2 spring with a small spring spacer. So it should be around M95, M100. And then I went ahead and I upgraded the barrel to a metal barrel. So this actually had a plastic barrel, and it was considerably shorter. I put in kind of what I consider the standard size metal barrel, like what you'll find in most M4s, that kind of thing. And it's actually not long enough to make it all the way to the end of the threads, which is where I'd like it to be. But the barrel does go all the way to about here. And since this the outer barrel that the inner barrel's inside of is, a factory one that's plastic that has, factory molded, has factory threads, I don't think we're gonna have any issues with the thread stability on it because, again, if it was a 3D printed thread, I'd be a little more worried without having the metal barrel behind it to reinforce it, but in this case, that shouldn't be a problem. So that's a quick rundown, kind of everything I did. Of course, I also posted videos throughout the build process, but overall, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I definitely think it looks cool. The only feature you lost would be that built-in laser feature, which I think is cool, but I think it's, kind of gimmicky too. And this was just a blaster you don't see a lot of videos on or a lot of information on in general. In fact, this might be the only blaster that my gel blaster expert friend, Corey from Australia, has not actually, laid his hands on. So I was very surprised by that because he pretty much has seen all of them and knows everything. So shout out to Corey. Again, we got the Jinming Ace GALIL J17 Zenduo Toys or Zenduo Blaster, and a full custom cosmetic job, plus of course those performance upgrades. Comments, questions, post them below. Like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those monthly giveaways.